am so glad you've said yes. I'm really, really grateful you're here, and I can't wait to show you how to make your business get you all the income you want so you can spend quality time with your kids and you can hug them and you can play with them. You can get on the floor and hang out with them and not feel one bit guilty that you didn't get enough work done. Okay, I'm going to show you how to take all those negative thoughts completely out and how forgiveness and just a tiny bit of energy healing can actually really, really help you. It's actually really that easy. So I know you're probably thinking, forgiveness, how does that have anything to do with my business and my personal life? And actually, I have stories of women who turned around their business, who tripled their income, and who've also changed something quite radical in their way how they handled their kids, just by forgiving something that they had completely forgotten even happened. Okay, so I'm making this video for you actually to help you because I know that most days you wake up and you have a long list of things to do. And you're probably not even mostly very much on that list. You've got more things to do for other people than yourself. And you're feeling like, when do I get time for me? When do I get to really take care of me? Because you know deep down, if you had more time for you, you would be able to create amazing things. If you had more time to really take care of yourself, you would be creating deep, beautiful things for the world. I know you feel that deep in your heart, and I completely support you, which is why I'm here to help you get to that place where you're changing just a few of your habits so that it gets to be much easier and it flows better. So let's look at something we all do, which is we often set up goals, right? We set up goals from a place of, I really need to get this done and I really need to be over there, but I'm over here, right? And so when that happens, we're over here and we're over there, we are not where we want to be. So it creates a lot of stress and anxiety simply because we're not where we want to be. And when we create in that space, like honestly, do you think you're making the best that you want to be making when you're that stressed? Do you think when you get just a couple hours to squeeze in for your work, do you feel like you really are doing the best that you could be doing? And the truth is, like, that's not working, right? Like having to get things done really fast and having a list that's so long, ignoring your needs is not getting you where you want to be. We know that, right? So how is moving back in, how is forgiveness, how is all of that going to really help make your life easier? So I'll give you a really simple example. I still have this beautiful client in my life, and she came to me saying, hey, can you help me out? Every time my son is sick, I freak out. I can't take care of him. Every time he either, has a stomach flu or anything, I can't stay all loving. I can't focus on anything, and she can't work. So she came to me with this need, and I said, well, let's use the tools on that issue. And we ended up getting her to really change everything around, where all she did was forgive her mom and how her mom was with her when she used to be sick. She didn't remember any of this was happening. And so now she's able to be there, not even really have any reaction to it. She's able to stand on loving mom. But what's really interesting is at the same time, she tripled her business income. She cut all cords to any corporate ties, so she's now able to work and live anywhere she wants, and she's actually on her way to Australia with her family. And so it seems silly to be like, oh, all she did was forgive her mom because of the way, when she was sick and how that all affected her. But the truth is, if you look at daily issues and you just started to work on those and took the time to work on those, it would create this huge, massive freedom in every other area of your life.
So here's a beautiful Laura. I took this picture when she was meditating with me during a class, and I just thought she looked so peaceful. And she's actually in Australia now with her family, enjoying beautiful views like this one. And she is homeschooling her 2 children, as well as running a very successful accounting business. And so I'm really curious, what are the challenges in your life right now that you wish you could turn around? And I know deeply you feel that it's possible. There's a part of you, and even if it's a small part of you that knows, hey, I know my life is supposed to be different. I know there's something there that I feel, it's heavy, maybe you feel some energy, maybe you feel like there's some emotions there, some anxiety, or even a hint of depression, because you don't feel like you're living the life you were put on the planet to be living. And if you don't mind me saying, I think you also are aware there's a lot of fear about moving towards that life and maybe forgiving the people that are in the way of that life, right? There's always going to be people to forgive when we have a heartfelt desire. There's going to be people to forgive, as in people to let go of, right? Like old resentments to let go of. And so the way I help Miranda and the way I help all my clients get really incredible results really fast is we do a lot of letting go. We do a lot of releasing of old energy and emotions. So the reasons we do that, my love, is because we're energy beings and we hold on to a lot of energy. You'd be surprised how much is still in you, in your aura, in your chakras, which are just energy centers, really, from even your childhood, from just every encounter you've had with people that was less than pleasant. You're holding on to it on some level, and it's holding you back. And I know you probably feel it on some intuitive level that there's something holding you back. And so to just get to the point, I love helping women break through those and help you see exactly what it is you need to do and who you need to forgive or how you need to let it go. So if you want to book a quick 15-minute chat with me, I'd love to just tune in for you. I can read energy in seconds, and I'll put a little clip right after this voiceover of who I am and how I became an intuitive healer and why intuitive healing is some of the fastest way to see results. I get clients who come to me and they say, you saved me years of therapy, and I'm all about therapy. It can be very helpful, but it can also take a really long time. So if you want things to happen fast, if you want your heart to heal faster, if you want your relationships to get better faster, if you want to switch that list and put yourself on top because you know that if you're on top of the list, things would really shift. You'd make things happen. All right, love. So book a quick session with me. And there is an application because I can't take everybody, obviously, but I know the universe will put us together if we're meant to work together. So I'm really looking forward to this. Lots of love.
I met Danielle at the Ganesha Center during her Friday night meditation. So it was the angel meditations and the card reading at the end. And did you ever go to Ganesha Center? Because you said 5 years ago, and that's probably about the same time.
I met Danielle coming out of a class at Whole Foods, and I had just taken a yoga class, and I thought the studio was closing for the night, and she was walking in, and she said something like, angel meditation, healing. They were just all buzzwords for me, and I was like, who are you, and what do you do? And then she just said, well, if it sounds interesting to you, you should stay. And I completely canceled my plans, and I stayed. And by the end of the class, I was bawling, and then after the class, I was like, what did you do? What did you do to me? And then she kept bringing it on, and she was telling me all of these things. So I think I booked a session with her immediately. And over the years, she's given me some very interesting and interesting one-on-ones and really insightful pieces that I've been able to utilize and pass on. So, thank you. So, I did a reading with you 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you had said to me, you predicted the job that I would have now.
Okay.
And you hit it right on the head. And I remember you saying, you'll have that job about 5 years.
Okay.
And I think that's where I'm at, where I'm like, just, will I stay or will I go?
Oh,
it's always
you just won the answer. I can just look. I forgot I can look into the future. I totally forgot about that part. Let's just look. Before I start, though, I really want to reassure you because I know sometimes we do this kind of healing work and you're like, I don't know this person. I don't know if I can trust her. So I want to tell you that I actually got started in 2001 when my mother passed away from breast cancer. I made this very deep, heartfelt decision that I would stay connected with her. And so actually, unknowingly, I ended up developing my intuition to where ever since that day, I have been feeling very much taken care of, guided. Everywhere I've needed to go to, I was just very gently and just beautifully guided there. Where to live, where to go to school. I ended up going to UCLA and graduating there. I ended up asking, what is my life purpose? Where do you need me? And each of the steps were completely revealed to me, and I was just very gently nudged to go down that path. And so I was guided to teach meditations, and I did that very successfully in my community. And then I was asked, why don't you do some certification courses? Teach us what you know. So I did that all over the world, and I'm very grateful for those experiences. And so now I've really taken it full circle to where I have developed a method to help women heal the energy that's keeping them stuck, almost where you're doing it on your own, where you don't really need me to go and pick the energy out. I can actually show you how to see it and release it yourself. And so the part I didn't tell you about is I actually can read energy really, really fast. I can read energy in seconds. I can read what's behind an issue in your life, your relationships, your kids. Maybe you have a child who has behavioral issues. Maybe you have a recurring health issue. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe money's not coming in the way you'd like to. Or there's troubles in your relationships. I can really see exactly what's going on and help you release it.
So that's me, and hopefully it helped you understand a little bit of what I do and how I can help change some things around in your life. And this is my little guy, Hayden. He's 4 now. And this is all of us. This is his dad. We actually separated several years ago. And through the tools I use and teach, we have a really good, friendly relationship. We're very supportive of each other, and we totally have each other's back completely. I remarried since then, and everybody really gets along. I remember I was driving back to the village. I live in the south of France, and my ex was picking up our son from school, and he was holding him in his arms. He was still maybe about just 3.5. He was going to, just like kindergarten school. I don't know how you call it in the States, but it's like just a couple hours in the morning. And my then boyfriend, soon-to-be husband, was there with them as well. And my son was in his dad's arm holding my boyfriend's hand at the same time as everyone was walking. And I just had this just deep gratitude that everybody is getting along. And just let me tell you, that was not my family story. Nobody got along in my family. Everybody was always fighting. And so that was always a huge source of pain for me. So I'm really grateful that with the forgiveness tools and the energy healing, I'm able to really have a true impact on even people's behaviors around me, which I know is sort of advanced to talk about on this video, but our chakras are that powerful, and I love that. When they're clear and our energy is clear, it actually influences people's behavior around us, and especially, our exes and people who we have a lot of stories with. And so I am always available to tell you more about my story, and I've actually helped a client here in France. Her name is Chantal, and she has 2 beautiful daughters, and I'll put a picture of them here on my wedding day. And they were separated. The judge had decided to give custody to the dad, and the mom had to move away for work, so she was really far away from her little girls. And for about 3 to 4 years, they didn't get to live together because they were living full-time with the dad. And so Chantal had to drive over there, pick him up on Friday, drop him back off on Sunday. You may be familiar with that type of living situation. It's really stressful. It's like extremely draining, and they never got enough time together. And so she came to me really angry at her ex for getting the judge to get the full custody, for her, with her ex. So we did some forgiveness. We had a lot of decluttering to do or letting go to do. But lo and behold, a couple months later, she actually got a new judge to look over the entire files, the entire history of that relationship, and to really go and look at the health of the kids. And she ended up getting full custody again, or almost full custody. She has them all the time, actually. He only gets them every other weekend now. So that whole situation was flipped around. And so wherever you are on your path, one of my favorite clients, her name is Jackie, she said, you can fix even what some people might think is unfixable. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm really saying I can fix anything in your life if you're willing to fix it with me.
Yesterday was my first experience working with Danielle, and I was very fearful of going towards my goals. And after doing the exercises, I feel like it's like a big weight has been lifted from my heart, and I've opened up, and that heaviness is gone. And I don't feel the fear anymore. I'm actually excited to move forward with my goal. And I feel confident that things are going to work out really great. The biggest lesson I've learned is that I've held so much in that I didn't even realize I was holding in, that I need to face the fears and let go so they don't stop me from moving forward.
Beautiful. I think the biggest lesson is learning that everything comes from self, you know. I think we're so conditioned to be like, that's him, that's her, it's my parents, you know, but really it's them waking us up so to know to do our work that we're here to do. So that's why I feel like my biggest lesson.
So hopefully you've learned a bit more about me and what is really possible in our life, what is possible to be fixed. So here, the next step I would recommend you do is definitely check out my application page to fill it out. I'll be in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours so that we can see if we're meant to possibly fix something. So I call them fix it and move upwards and onwards. Move on from what's not working. Let's fix it. I have Miranda here in this beautiful picture. She has been working with me, and she came to me for a session to work on a debt she had that was over $30,000. And 2 days after we worked together, the debt was decreased to $15,000. So I'll let you read her story here on the Facebook post she put in the group. Yeah, I just really want you to know that wherever you are in life, like, it is so fixable. It is so, so, so fixable. And you deserve the help. You really do. You can change this for you and your kids. So I hope I'll see you on the other side. Just click on the link.